Right. So, well, I welcome all of you to the today's webinar, and I hope all of you becomes super moms at the end of the session. And there is a lot more of sessions that we'll be doing over a period of time, and you can come down and attend all such programs. And the speaker for today is Akshata ma'am. I welcome Akshata ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And she's got a lot of experience, and then she's into multidisciplinary in the early childhood education. She's into she's done many specialized courses, basically in terms of storytelling, in terms of puppetry, and a lot of other things. And also an experienced mom. So I think she's the best faculty, and all the best to all of you. I hope you gain a lot of value from today's session. And apart from that, in the whole session of 1 hour of time today, I request all of you to keep your, mics muted until we give you an option. Okay. In the last approximately about 10 or 15-20 minutes, we'll be having a question and answer session. You can ask at that time, and even when you're asking, you have to do it one by one. Okay. Not all of you cannot speak at one time. All right. So these are some instructions. So hope you all maintain, and do not do any presentation in between. All right. So all the best to you, and you can take over now.
Thank you. Very good morning to one and all who have taken you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Okay. So whoever has taken out time to attend today's webinar. Okay. We are going to start with the webinar, and today's topic. It is enabling mothers to be excellent teachers. Now, as soon as I say mother, you would already think, yes, I am a mother. What more do I have to learn to be a good teacher for my own child? Right? That's the first thing which comes in your mind. But teaching normally at home is different. And nowadays, due to the pandemic, when your child is at home without attending school, how are you going to teach your child as a teacher? Now, in preschools, whenever we approach a child, our methodology is different. The approach we use to talk to each and every child is different. It depends on the personality of every child, because all 5 fingers are not the same. So imagine we have 15 kids in our classroom, and each child has different personality. But for you, it is quite easy because it is only your child. And most of the time, your gene is there in your child, right? And that's how you can gauge what is the personality of your child. Okay. But even then, some of the mothers are the common, concerns nowadays. What we are facing is how we can keep our children occupied in our home, because there are many constraints which came all of a sudden. Children who were playing freely in preschools, meeting their friends daily, meeting their teacher daily, they had a fixed routine. Everything was very scheduled and it was well disciplined. But now at home, it is not so. So how am I going to manage my child? So this is what we are going to cover now. Okay. First, I'm going to present now. If you can, yeah. Yes. One second. A little slow. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hi, sir. Your microphone turned off, sir.
Yeah. We have not, speaking. So just wait for a minute. Okay, you are trying to share a presentation with you. All of you are able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, noted.
Okay, so now that you are able to view the presentation, we will start over. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, the first slide, if you look into the slide, I have given role of mother in early childhood. Okay. Now, as mothers, we play a very, very important role in our child's life, right? But it becomes even more important to spend quality time when your children are young, that is early childhood. Okay. Now, you would all have heard about a proverb, right? ಬೆಳೆಯುವ ಸಿರಿ ಮೊಳಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. How much importance you are giving for the seed to grow into a beautiful plant is what is important. Okay. Now, when you sow a seed, you take so much of care, right? Every day you pour little water and you go and check whether the seed is sprouting, whether it is growing into a beautiful plant. The same logic applies to your child who needs your attention now, and it is very, very crucial. Okay. So mother plays a very important and prominent role in the early childhood days. Okay. Next, mothers not only form the basic bond between the child and the mother, they also teach values to the child. See, we are not denying the role of father. There has to be a balance between the role of a mother and a father. But inevitably, the role of a mother becomes much higher than a father, because qualities like sharing, caring, loving each other, showing affection, all these comes automatically when we bond with our child. And the child is constantly observing how we behave with him. Now, when I have to scold my child, I usually tell, what are you doing? Now, the next time when I say, please, will you help me? The child will remember how my mother had reacted to me. And the child will immediately look and tell, no, I'm not going to do. So it is just like a mirror. What you give to your child comes back to you. So it becomes very important for mothers to share values and life skills to build a good personality of your child. Next. Now, not only you're taking care of your child, you're giving good values for your child, and you are giving proper care, health, nutrition. You're taking care of each and everything of your child. But what happens if a mother is not financially independent? When a mother or a woman is financially not independent, it becomes a hindrance. It becomes a slight setback. Okay, so as a mother, even though you're staying at home or you're not working, okay, you're a stay-at-home mother, but still there has to be some option for you to become an independent mother. When I say independent mother, I mean it in financial basis. Okay, and the more the mother is qualified, obviously the child also will learn from the mother. Now here, when I say qualified, I don't mean to say that you have to have multiple degrees. No, that is not the point here. You need to be equipped as a mother. At least basics ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಗ you will be able to help your child in a much better way. Okay. Now, I was telling about this pandemic, right? Most of the mothers are finding it difficult to approach your children. How to keep them occupied? They are always watching TV, ma'am, or they will ask mobile. How do you keep them occupied? Because their concentration level is very, very less, and they don't have sitting tolerance, and they have lot of energy in their body. So how are you going to use this energy and see to that with your intelligence, keep them occupied? And they should not know that instead of doing the activity, you're actually teaching them some new concepts. Okay, so that's what I need to highlight, that financial independence along with knowledge makes you a better parent or a better mother. Okay, now what are the effects of this current pandemic? Due to the pandemic situation, the schools were closed. Children did not have any place to let out their energy. Okay, and at home, how much can you keep your child occupied throughout the day? Because you also have your own household chores. Okay, so what affected the most? The first one was, as I told you previously, change in routine. Earlier, what used to happen? You used to prepare your, lunch, breakfast, everything in the morning, pack your bags, pick up your child, get him ready, him or her, and then drop the child to the preschool. And then you get back to your work, and then later the child is having a structured learning process in the preschool. But now it's not so. Okay, so change in routine. The child is confused as to why there is a change in routine. Then restriction on outdoor play. We are not sending our children for outdoor games because of the fear of the pandemic. So manually within the walls of the house, how much can the child play? Okay. Sometimes it is irritating for us as adults. Imagine how the child would respond to this restricted area, okay, where the child can't explore and play. Next, limited or no social interaction at all. Okay, but earlier what used to happen? They used to come to school, meet the teacher, okay, greet everybody, say hi, hello to their friends, share their new pencil, show their new bag, and then the whole day they were socializing with their friends. But now it is just mother, father, and the child. If you are living with your, parents or grandparents, then it is fine. At least you have 2 or 3 extra members in the family for the child to interact. But nowadays, since most of the families are nuclear families, the interaction of the child with people has become less. Okay, so that frustration is built up in the child. Then,
Excuse me, ma'am.
time. Yes, Mahalakshmi.
Ma'am, it's not visible your screen, ma'am.
You have to click on the, icon, presentation icon. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Increased screen time. So since you are not now, for example, you want to cook something in the kitchen, you want to see to that your child is sitting in one place. Okay. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಿತ್ತಾಕಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಯ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Is it not? So what we'll do, we'll say, okay, I will put on the TV, I'll switch on the TV, I'll put your favorite cartoon, now you have to sit in one place. I'll go finish my work and come. We also are running out of options. We can't deny it, right? Or we give them mobile. Okay, mobile al game aadta iru. Now don't jump around. I'll just come back. So we want to make sure that our child is sitting safe at one place. So we also don't have an option but to give them, the TV or the mobile, right? Yeah. Then limited resources at home. Now you can't have in school, we have n number of activities, so many things, materials which we keep in our school. You have Montessori material, play items, variety of play items, different types of tricycles, swing, slide, seesaw. Okay, so children are used to multiple games, but at home we can't do so, right? Elladunu ನಾವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? It is not practical. So chances are there that the child is getting bored playing for the same game for the entire day. So these are the certain points which the child is undergoing himself or herself. We adults express it. The children are not so good at communications and expressing their emotions, and this will affect in their behavior at home. Hata madodu, simply getting angry, throwing things around. Okay, all these things are behavioral changes because they are not able to utilize their energy in a proper way. Okay, so how to come out of all this? Now we will go on to what are the ideas you can use to keep your child occupied. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Kirtish?
I would like to just interrupt in between. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope all of you, like, there are around 88 participants in the group. All of you are able to see the presentation. And if at all you're doing it on your phone,
No, sir, I
either you'll be,
couldn't see.
yeah. So
The
either you can see
presentation was
only the presentation. Let me finish. You can either see only the presentation or ma'am. Okay. So you cannot see both of them together. All right. So if at all you want to see, there are multiple windows of NIECCE info. All right. So on NIECCE info, you just have to pin it. Like a pin mark will come. If you pin on the presentation, you'll be able to see the presentation. If you want to see ma'am, then you'll have to pin the ma'am window. All right. The microphone will be on. That is what you'll have to turn it on. Hope all of you have found it. And we'll be sharing this recording also later with you all, so you can go through it again.
Yes, sir.
Anybody
Got it.
wants
Thank
to
you.
say anything? Anybody wants to say anything right now? All right. Ma'am, I think you can continue. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, Kirtish. Thank you. Okay. So now, as it is clear, it will be shared with you, and you can pin it and view. Okay. Yeah. So what can you do to remain positive and help your child? Okay. See, as a mother, if you are calm and composed, the positive energy of yourself will transfer to your child. You please test it and see. If at all, on some day you're upset of about something, and then you go to teach your child will not reciprocate well. Okay, either you will end up scolding the child, or the child will end up crying, or you are going to be upset. Okay, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು my child is not learning. Okay, but have a positive outlook, build in that positive energy inside you, and then approach your child. Definitely your child is going to reciprocate in the positive way. Okay, so the first thing you need to learn to do is stay positive. This time is not going to last forever. Okay, things are getting better now. We are going to come out of this pandemic, and we are going to get into the routine of sending our children to preschool and going back to work. Okay, till then have some patience. Okay, and then learn to be positive, because it's not going to rain all the way. After rain, the sun is going to shine again. Okay, yes, so please stay positive. Okay, I'm not able to go to the next slide. Yes. Okay. Now, here I have given you options of how you can spend quality time with your child. Okay. Now, if you remember during lockdown days, okay, that is the time, maximum time we have spent as a family. Yes or no? Think about it. Yeah. We have had hot, home cooked, healthy meals along with our family. Okay, which we never used to regularly do it when we were running around for work and school, and everything was in a normal pace. So consider this time, okay, to be a positive change, where we found time to spend as a family, quality time. Spending time andre, okay, mother is busy with mobile, father is also busy with mobile, and the child is watching TV. Sitting together in the hall. That's not quality time. Okay? Quality time is the interaction which we have as a family, the father, the mother, and the child, and grandparents if you are living in a joint family. Okay? How you can keep your child occupied? Play board games. Now there are age-old board games, right? Snake and ladder. How many of you actually play it now? We don't use it often, right? So make sure you go back to the olden day games. Okay? Chauka bara. Even that, how many of our kids know about it? They don't know what it is. Okay, so let's teach them our way of learning, what we used to do. Hopscotch. Hopscotch andre gottalva? Kunte bille. Yeah, you can just, all you need is a chalk piece. If you have a chalk piece at home, draw the boxes on the floor. Put numbers. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Ask your child to jump on 1. Then you say, can you jump on 3? Now the child will look into the number, identify 3 and jump on 3. See, along with play, you can teach them numbers. Numbers 1 to 10. Okay, and identification of numbers. This is how you include activity-based learning through play. Now, according to the child is playing, the child is not learning. But according to you, you are teaching them number concepts from 1 to 10 and identification of numbers. So this is how you can be creative. Be creative in how you use your, activity-based teaching for your child. Okay, next. Now, instead of concentrating only on academics, okay, use this time to teach life skills to your child. What do you mean by life skills? Yenu ma'am life skills andre. Okay. Now, for example, okay, how many of your children can actually take care of their selves? Okay, taking bath, wiping themselves, getting ready, selecting which clothes they have to wear, picking it from the wardrobe. ಅವರೇ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು, okay, and they are ready for breakfast. How many of your child can actually do these things by themselves without any support from you? Okay, it is a point we need to think about, right? Yes. And sometimes what happens, we mothers are so concerned about our children, we don't even let them have their own food. Why? ನೀನ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಡ ಚಲ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀಯ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಲ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀಯ. Again I have to clean. Come on, I will only feed you. Open your mouth. So here the child is spoon fed. Next time you ask the child, you need anything to put up. No, the child is not ready. Because you already do every day. You are the one who's feeding the child. So when you ask the child to eat by himself or herself, will the child do it? No. Because according to the child, it's your duty. Okay? So make sure you're teaching life skills to your child. Taking care of their belongings, folding their frock, folding their t-shirt, folding small napkins, okay? Washing tumblers, small plates, okay? Helping you when you're drying clothes, ask them to pick one cloth and give it to you. Help you in doing chores. Now when you bring vegetables from the market, nowadays it is mandatory to wash everything, right? We take extra care nowadays. Ask them to segregate fruits in one basket, vegetables in one basket. Ask them to identify the vegetables. Okay? Ask them to
Excuse me, ma'am.
Not able to hear.
okay now?
Yeah,
Now
you can.
Okay, fine. So
Thank you.
so the importance of life skills, as I was telling, please make sure you teach all these simple things. Now, if you give segregation of fruits and vegetables, automatically the child will sit for 1 hour or half an hour in doing the activity. Ask the child to wash the vegetables and fruits and wipe them. Okay? See, all these small tasks give the child Do not, make it obvious for the child that household work must be done only by the mother or the father. The child is also responsible of all the things at home. Okay, ask them, teach them to brush their own teeth. Okay, comb their hair. Once they get up from the bed, they should put the pillow back properly, fold the blanket, fold the bed sheets. Okay, dusting, helping dusting, pouring water, watering the plants. Even if you have two pots at home, it is fine. The child should know that I have to water the plants. It is the child's responsibility. So once you engage the child in household activities, automatically the child will be occupied and you can reduce the screen time. Okay, yeah. Next. One second. Yeah, okay. So after life skills, what are the other activity based you can teach them? Now you can think, ma'am, we can teach all these household activities, but how to teach them academics? Okay, can you help us on that? How to take care of their physical development? Now in schools, we do something called as baby yoga. Every week in our timetable, we include that, right? So make sure that morning, once your child gets up, you are asking your child to do basic stretches. Stretch your hand, stretch it up, bend your back, bend your knee, okay, and then sit and lift up your legs. These are all small exercises which you can make your child do, okay. And why the child will do it as soon as you tell, will the child do it? No, you have to give positive motivation to your child. Positive motivation and they know, wow, you're doing yoga, good, you're going to be very strong. This is the positive motivation you can give your child. Okay, things like sorting. You're sorting and you're segregating things. Okay, if you have colorful buttons in your house, put them into a bowl and ask the child to sort the buttons into colors. Red color buttons one kade, green color buttons one kade. Okay, like that. Give that activity, simple activity. Now the third activity here is you can use your clips which you use to dry your clothes. Okay, when the child is touching the clip and pressing it, see here, can you see? Now it is using, the child will use two fingers. Now this is called a pincer grip. Okay, so the child will pick it up, press the clip and put it onto a bin. Clip it onto a bin. Now this is also an activity. Okay, you're helping the child develop fine motor skills and eventually it is going to be easy for the child to have a tripod grip to hold the pencil. Okay, yeah. So these are the small activities which you can do. Okay. Now there are furthermore activities. You have a sieve, right? Everybody will have a sieve. Sieve with holes to wash your vegetables and other things. Okay. You give that sieve to your child and give one lace. Lace gotalva, shoelace. Okay. And give the child, ask the child to put it in one hole and pull it out in another. Okay. Again, see, it is eye and hand coordination. Okay. All these activities we use at school. It is not some rocket science. It is just simple activities which we use. The child is going to look into the hole, use the hand and then have eye and hand coordination. Okay. If you have color sheets, different color sheets in your house, cut them into different shapes. Triangle, square, circle, give them. Ask the child to make some creative, craft work by sticking on the paper or arranging it on the floor. Okay. Give them an orange. Ask them to peel. Okay. Let them see how the orange fruit is eaten. Usually what we do, we peel everything and give it to the plate. The child doesn't even know how to peel the orange. Okay, so give tasks like this. Put a newspaper down, ask the child to sit on the newspaper and give an orange. Whatever the child is peeling, it will be on the newspaper. Then it is easy for you to clean. Okay, these are all small tips and tricks which you can use. Okay, bud painting. Earbud ellar manelu iruttalva. It is a common thing available. Take a paper. On that paper, you write your child's name and ask the child to put dots of paint using the earbud. Now, earbud also the child is going to hold like this. And nidhanike, with lot of concentration, the child is doing the activity. And the child is sitting in one place with a calm mind. Next, how to teach numbers. Okay, counting. Take a sheet of paper. You have paper cups. Okay, draw circles on the sheet and put dots. 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots, and give them numbers. So if there is a single dot, they will match 1. If there are 5 dots, they will match 5. Okay. And the last activity I told you, gross motor. Gross motor is developing all the limbs. Kai, kalu, ella develop agonge activities. Say for example, you are giving skipping rope and you are giving a shoe and asking the child to put the lace. Okay? Even if it is wrong once or twice or even third time, it is fine. But eventually the child will learn. Okay? Yeah. Next. Yes. Simple concepts like how can you teach heavy and light? Okay. Now heavy annothe hege helkododu, light annothe hege helkododu. Take a bucket of water. We all have bucket water available. Okay. Pick up a stone and pick up one leaf. You drop the stone into the bucket. The stone will sink down because it is heavy. Now if you drop a leaf in the bucket, that leaf will float up. Why? Because it is light. The stone is heavy, it went down. The leaf is light, it is still up. So automatically the child will learn what is heavy, what is light. Okay? Clock, teach them. Now what is the time of the clock? Now can you look at the clock and tell me? If the small needle comes to 4 and the big needle comes to 12, that is when I am going to let you to play. So the child is concentrating and looking at the clock. And then it is registering in its mind that how to read a clock. What time is it? Okay. And then you can teach them, small, simple words. Okay. CVC words, which we introduced in UKG level. Okay. It is consonant, vowel, consonant. Okay. Now, for example, if you look at the board now here, what word is it? Now, because we know reading, we just look at the word and say it is ant. But for the child, how will you teach the child? We teach the child reading through phonics, through sounds. So what I'm going to say, A sounds, A, N sounds, N, T sounds, T, ant, ant. Okay, so this is how you can teach your children how to read and write simple words. Okay. So it is, as I told you, it is not very simple, but at the same time, it is not rocket science. Don't get confused. Okay. Yeah. Then identify your child's learning style. What do you mean by learning style? See, some of us, if you analyze, we learn things when we listen to it. Now, for example, songs. How do you remember the lyrics of songs? We listen to the songs multiple times and then we learn it. Okay. Now, if at all you want to cook something new, how are you going to do it? If you do and try it once, if you touch and feel the ingredients, then you will learn how to cook. Okay. And if at all you want to watch some drawing or something, whatever the creative work they are doing and learning it, how will you learn it? You keenly observe with your eyes, visual, and then you will learn it. So every child has its own style of learning. Some children, when you just tell them orally, they will learn. Some children, when they touch and feel the object, they will understand. Okay, that, see, this is an apple. Okay, touch and feel the apple. The apple is round and it is red in color. Okay, now this is an apple. The other child, just by looking at the chart, the picture of the apple which is red, the child will be able to identify, yes, this is an apple. So understand what is the learning style of your child. Okay, that's very important. Next. Now, when you have good behavior, when you see good behavior in your child, What do you think you do? And how many times do you do it? Do you actually observe and tell, wow, such a good behavior today? They had, we had guests at home, but you behaved well, very good. How many times have we told this to our children? Right? Very few, right? But at school, it is not so. We use the principle of, giving positive motivation to the child through, praising them whenever they exhibit good behavior in the classroom. Okay, what you can do at home, use polite words and confidence building words like good job, you've done a good job, wow, it's good. Now if you put little more effort, you can do even better. Okay, give them options. Now if you write 2-3 sentences, I'm going to let you play, or you can play your favorite game on the mobile. Okay, so some positive motivation you need to give to your child, and never use negative terms. When you say, don't behave like an idiot, oh, the child already thinks like, oh, am I an idiot? Mama is calling me an idiot. Okay, or no, leave it, you can't do it. Okay, do not discourage the child. Always use positive words with your children. Okay, and you have to tell them what is the consequence of negative behavior. Now, what do we usually mothers do? We tell, don't do it. Do we actually tell them why not to do it? Reason ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಾ ನಾವು? No, we don't. We just tell, don't do it. Please explain the reason why the child should not do it. Okay, and if at all the child is doing, for example, you are taking the child to a restaurant, and the child, is banging its legs and hands and telling, no, I want masala dosa only in a Chinese restaurant. And then you tell, no, this is not the right behavior. Everybody in this hotel are getting disturbed. And if you act like this next time, you are not going to come here. Polite way. The child understands that, okay, if I continue like this, next time I'm not going to be brought here to this restaurant. So make it clear that what is the consequences of their negative behavior. Okay, that's important. Okay. Story time. How many of you mothers actually tell stories to your kids? You take out time and share small tiny stories to your kids. Okay. If you're doing it, very good. If you're not doing it, please do it. Okay, that's the quality time you can spend with your child. You can make small finger puppets. You don't require any, extraordinary material for it. Just a kg cardboard and few sketch pens. Okay, but you have to know how to make it. That's more, the need of the hour is how to make it, how to do things for our kids. So be creative in your own way, use small simple stories, ask the child to read, ask the child to tell you stories, okay, whichever they have heard in school or whichever, they have heard from their grandmothers, okay. Make it a more, lively time when you are sharing stories with your children, okay. So now I have discussed all these activities which you can do it with your children at home. Okay, but apart from this, what are the challenges mothers are facing nowadays? Okay, the first one is planning daily routine. Okay, how to plan things to my child? How many activities can I do per day? What are the different, now in school we have craft, drawing, puppetry, storytelling, rhyme session, songs, and then we have English, EVS, and math, we have yoga, so many activities throughout the week. But as a mother, how can I plan the daily schedule? That is a very, very big task for you. Okay. Next, difficulty in engaging their children for a longer period of time. Now, I have planned activities, ma'am, but still my child doesn't sit for more than 10-15 minutes. How do I make my child sit at least for 20-30 minutes for one activity? Okay, that is your concern. Next concern is running out of ideas. Now, I told you a simple technique of teaching heavy and light. Use a bucket of water, put a stone, because it's heavy, it is going down. Because it is light, the leaf is floating on top. Now, how do you teach concepts like this and that? It's very difficult, right? The things which are closer to you, we tell this is a chalk piece. Now, if the things are far away from you, we point and say that is a tree. So this concept, how can I teach to my child? So getting ideas for teaching new concepts is also a difficult task for mothers. Then difficulty in making teaching aids. Now in schools, we make several teaching aids. We make flashcards, we make flip books, picture books, okay, and touch and feel books. So many types of material which we use for our children for day-to-day learning. But in home, it is not easy for you to make those, teaching aids. The last one is introducing concepts. I told now how to introduce addition. Now in school, what is the simple technique we use? I have one chalk piece. You have one chalk piece. Now I give one to you. How many chalk pieces you have now? 1, 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2. This is how we teach them. But if you don't know the proper techniques to teach a child who is between 2 to 6 years of age, then the fundamentals or the basics which the child has to learn becomes shaky. Okay? Only when the foundation of the child is good, studying will become easier. Yes, yes, Kavana? Kavana, can you ask the question or can you mute yourself? Okay, thank you. Okay, now coming back to the most important point for today's webinar is why is it important for mothers to do the NTT course? Okay, excuse me. Now NTT, you all know the full form, right? Most of you at least would have heard it. It is Nursery Teacher Training Course. Now, what happens if a mother, plans to do an NTT course? Why is it important for a mother to do it? Or for example, any woman to do it? Why is it necessary? I'll just highlight all the positive points which you are going to take back if you plan to do. Okay, first one being learn quality teaching methods. Now, as I told you, teaching is not a big deal. I agree. But how to approach a child and teach in a proper systematic way is what you need to learn. So, learn quality teaching techniques of how to handle a young child. Okay, it is easy to teach adults or teens because they are already having sitting tolerance and they have that motivation to study. But how will you motivate a child of that young age to sit in one place and study? Right? So you will learn good quality teaching skills which you can use with your child. Okay? And then gives you a chance to understand the fundamentals of child development. Now, usually, the most of the parents feel like, see, we grew up as children. What is the big deal? Even my child will grow up. But the scenario is different. We used to learn this spelling as A and the ant by heart it some 10 times. But now my child is going to learn it as ant. There's a vast difference between how we grew up and how the children nowadays are growing up. So understanding the psychological behavior of the children becomes very important as a parent. Okay, so if at all you choose for pursuing your entity, then definitely you can understand all the fundamentals of child development. Okay, next. Understand the importance of Montessori methods. See, Montessori methods are nothing but basic life skills taught in a more systematic approach using material. Okay? And those materials are self-learning materials. If the child is doing mistake, say for example, I have to fit in one box into a slot. Okay? And if you have picked up a square shape and not, a circle and not a square, it won't fit properly. The child will automatically know, oh, I'm doing something wrong. It's not going in. Let me try something else. So the teaching material, you will get a overview of how to use this for teaching your child. Next, help your child to enhance their skills in reading and writing. As I told you, now if you do not understand the concept of phonics, how are you going to help your child in reading? Right? At least basics of phonics and phonical reading, how you can teach them pre-writing skills, the tracing, curves, lines, everything. You have to learn it at a basic level so that you can help your child in a better way. Okay, since the child is not attending the school, it becomes very important for the child, and the time is lost. Now, what happens if the child is not going through LKG and UKG, and then directly you're putting the child to the first standard? What happens then? The portions, the syllabus are more for the child. The child feels burdened because the child is lacking basic skills. So as a mother, you need to upgrade yourself. That's very important. You cannot just think that no, my child, I put my child in the best school and that's it. That's not the case now. There's a lot of involvement from the parent side also. And only then the teacher, the school, and the parent can build the personality of a child in a more systematic and in a better way. Okay. Then a qualified mother can nurture her child. As I told you, qualification andre not only multiple degrees, the required knowledge to teach your child. That's what is qualification in this scenario. Okay. Then it's an excellent career opportunity. See, right now your child is young. Your child needs your time. Your child needs your support, even for day-to-day activities. But the child is going to grow and go into a bigger school. Okay, and after that, what are you going to do at the rest of the time in your home? Right? So for mothers especially, it is a very good career opportunity, okay, because it has good timings. You can have good work-life balance without stressing out. Okay, we have had many students who had come from corporate background. Okay, because they didn't have sufficient time to balance both their work and their child, but they are very happy after doing the course. They are working in all esteemed reputed schools around. Okay, and they are happy with the timings. Okay, with the atmosphere in the school, with the time spent with the children. Okay, so, and of course with all this you have your monetary gains. Right? So it is a very good career opportunity for women. Now, for example, I would like to give myself as an example. Before my child's birth, I was working in an engineering college, okay, 9 to 5 job. But after that, I couldn't go back since I had to take care of my child. Okay, that is when I started with this alternate path. Though I had experience in teaching, I had to learn to unlearn and relearn, because teaching adults is different, teaching young minds is different. But trust me, it is challenging, but very, you feel that contentment after doing your job. Okay? I'm sure no other profession can provide this kind of contentment. Okay, yeah, so gives you an opportunity now, not only working as a teacher, you can explore your entrepreneurial skills. If you have place, okay, you can monetize it, convert it into a play home. Okay, start your own preschool. You can have franchising also, or you can have your own setup also. It is your choice. So you can explore your entrepreneur skills and contribute some positive thing to the field of education by providing quality teaching methods to your children at your school. Okay, so these are the positive points of why you need to do NTT. Why is it important for mothers? Okay. Yeah, now NTT ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, but why NIECCE? There are many other institutions, ma'am, but why only your institution? What's so special about it? You can ask me. Okay. Now, so NIECCE was formed in 2004. Okay. And within a span of very few years, they were able to make their mark in the field of education, providing quality teaching methods to all the students who come here. And the students range, okay, it's very varied. Some students, as I told you, they come from corporate background. They are looking for a change in their career. Some students, they are fresh graduates who want to take up teaching as their profession itself. Some students, they were housewives, and now children are grown up. They don't know how to keep themselves occupied. They have come to our course. Okay, so you can find students here right from young graduates to women who are experienced in different fields, and now they are opting for a change. Okay, so we accommodate all types of students and see to that they are comfortable, and whatever we teach is reaching them. That's our main goal. Okay, and throughout Karnataka, they have different centers. You can explore it. I think most of it has been shared with you also, yeah, by now. Then we provided integrated Montessori course. See, Montessori is not exclusively done, but it is integrated into our curriculum. Okay, everything you have practical approach. You can touch and feel the material and analyze yourself how to teach children using Montessori material. Okay, detailed explanation including your practical classes that is being provided. Okay, and then value added programs. Value added programs, we have both theory classes. Okay, now we have both online and offline classes. You have practical experiences. You have practical classes for physical education, wherein that's the class where most of them feel relaxed because you're playing games in the practical session. Okay, and puppetry and storytelling, where they sit back, relax, and listen to the stories, and they learn how to make different types of hand puppets and other craft material. Okay, yes. Dedicated and excellent faculty members. Now, faculty members who work for NIECCE, they are well experienced and very dedicated. Why? Because as soon as this pandemic hit, each and every faculty had to learn how to take online classes, and within a span of 1 or 2 weeks, we were all ready with presentations, and we went on online classes. Okay, so you have excellent faculty members who will who are ready to help you, okay, with whatever doubts and clarifications you want to get. Okay, and it is a registered and recognized certificate, no doubts about it at all. Okay, and extra perk for all the students is that they provide 100% placement facility. Okay, most of the students who have graduated here are placed in good, reputed and esteemed institutions, and they are getting a nice pay, I must say. So these are all the positive points of NIECCE and why you need to pick NIECCE for your NTT course. Thanks to our Sampath sir and Kirti sir who make this happen. We see many women empowering themselves and their families, okay, and taking something positive back to their home through this course. So I think most of the things I've covered. Okay, so what I would like to conclude is, please stay positive and believe in your abilities. Okay, now if you have not planned to start working, now this is the right time to think, because every woman should be financially independent irrespective of their family background or any such things. Okay, always remember that. Okay, Kirtish, you want to add few points?
That's all, I guess, ma'am. Thank you so much. And if at all any of you are having doubts, you can clarify now.
Yes. Any doubts, any questions you want to ask, you can ask now. No doubt?
Okay, in the meanwhile, if you do not have any doubts, I would also like to announce that we are starting the admissions for the new batch, which is starting from next week onwards. So from the next week, the new NTT and Montessori, nursery and Montessori teaching batches are starting. And I have also shared the application form on the comments section. Any of your friends or relatives, whoever wants to take up the course, you can directly share this application form with them. Once they click on the link and then fill the form for today, we are actually offering some special discount for the webinar discount, we're calling it as. Okay, so if anybody is interested, please do click on the link and fill the form, or ask your relatives to fill the form. Okay,
So later they'll be getting a special discount for attending this session. All right. So anything else you want? Anyone of you wants to share with us? It is an open platform.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Can you hear my voice?
yes, tell me.
Ma'am, actually, my baby is only 20 months year. Means going to be 2 years.
Okay.
Now can I touch? Can I teach preschool learning? Is it right time to teach?
Age, the child first needs to learn how to communicate emotions. Okay. Now, most of the time, children end up crying for everything. So instead of going directly to teaching A, B, C, D, A for apple, B for ball, first you need to teach them, how to communicate, how to ask for things. If they are hungry, how to ask you, how to ask, show, signals, and build their vocabulary. Okay, vocabulary. Mm.
Ma'am, actually, he is not.
See, you can
He's
use
not.
you can use ball size, ball shaped crayons. Give them newspaper and ask them to doodle. Ask them to tear paper, tear and paste. Okay, so simple activities like this. Do not engage the child into writing and reading right now. You read stories and tell them stories.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
Lines, lines with action. So these are the things which you can engage with your young child. Yeah.
okay, ma'am. Actually, he can be able to identify the objects from the books, but
Yeah.
he don't interested to write or hold pen or chalk to do writing or still
I told you,
doing anything.
2 years is very, very young for writing. Okay, because the
Okay, ma'am.
child doesn't have that grip at all. Okay, see, instead of giving writing, give them crayon, big jumbo crayons. Okay, give them newspaper and ask to just scribble. They don't have to draw some nice painting. Just scribbling will do. Okay, just engage with simple activities like this. Writing will come at a much later stage. Let them first develop oral skills. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But he doesn't interest to hold pen or colors anything. He just throw the pencil, throw the
That, that's,
papers. He
because,
don't.
that's because it is not interesting for them. They are more interested in seeing new things and learning about it. Okay? Because they don't have sitting tolerance. So best is right now you engage your child with stories and rhymes, songs, okay, things like that. Ask them to sort vegetables, fruits. Ask them to touch and feel the fruits, vegetables. Just go on, just tell them morally whether they are reciprocating or not. But remember, they are always listening. Okay, so these are the things you can engage with your child. Yeah.
Okay,
Anybody
ma'am.
else?
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, ma'am. This is Monica.
Yeah, yeah, Monica.
Ma'am, I want to ask, I am just new to this field and I'm learning this course also.
Okay.
But when I'm deeply reading the books and taking lectures also,
Okay.
sometimes I have a fear. Oh my God, when I become a teacher, how I will teach in the classroom. Maybe I will be a good teacher or not.
Okay.
I have a fear,
Yeah,
sometimes
see,
feel fear.
fear is natural because when you're exploring new things, okay, that fear is natural. That is human nature. Okay. Now, all you can do is see to that you are gaining maximum knowledge and you are equipped with all the skills which is required for a teacher. Okay. And first thing you need to learn is when you are working with children of this age group, you need to have a lot of patience and perseverance. Okay, so
Okay,
have
ma'am.
developed that, and definitely you're going to be a good teacher, no doubt about it. Do not have any doubts about it. Okay, your experience will come over a period of time, but as I told you, patience and perseverance is very important with young children. Okay, definitely you're going to
Okay,
be a
ma'am.
good teacher. Don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.